Hi, my name is Susan Karcheski and I'm a published jewelry designer, and I have been designing jewelry for over 20 years. I'm going to do a video tutorial for you today on how to make a beaded wire wrapped ring I call the orbit ring. So let's get started. For this project you will need a ring mandrel, wire cutters, needle nose pliers, round nose pliers, a 10mm round bead, 4 2mm round beads, 20 gauge copper wire. I have 12 inches cut, and that will depend on your ring size. If you're using a size 7 ring, you will use 12 inches. If you use a size 8 ring, you will go up an inch in your wire. 2.5 inches of copper 20 gauge round wire, a marker, and an alcohol swab. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a wire wrapped ring I call the orbit ring. As you can see, there's a round bead surrounded by wire, and the beads kind of orbit around the bead, and that's why I call it an orbit ring. We're going to begin by taking our ring mandrel and we're going to make a size 7 ring. So we're going to take our wire and we're going to bend it in half. We can use our marker to put a little mark on the middle here so we don't get off on that, and we're going to put that right over the center of the size 7. We're going to bring one side up from the bottom and then the other side up. So we want to have our ends pretty even here. So that looks good. And then we're going to take our marker again and we're going to mark 3 marks so that we know where the center of the wire is. And we're going to take the ring off, make sure it's nice and round. And now we're going to take one side, we're going to go through the center circle and bring it back up to the top. And we will do the same thing with the other side. We're going to bring it down and up through the circle and up to the top again. And this should be approximately 1/4 of an inch across to 3/4 of an inch. It has to be wide enough to get your 10mm bead in the center. So as you can see, that's about where we want our wire. Okay, we're going to put that down for now. Now we're going to take our 2.5 inch piece of copper wire and we're going to take our round nose pliers and we're going to make a loop on one side, and we're going to continue to make loops until you have 3 loops. As you can see, I'm doing little nice half turns on these round nose pliers to get nice loops. So we do 3. We're going to take our bead and put it onto the wire, and we're going to take the other side and we're actually going to start this loop the opposite way from the other loop. So we'll start with this one up this way, and we're going to make again 3 loops. And you gently turn it and keep going until you have the bead in the center. Kind of straighten this out now. And you should have 3 loops on each side. And I'm just going to tighten this other side up a little bit. And what we're going to do next is fit this onto our wire that we have here. And it just slides on the loops. And we're going to push that down. Okay. And now we're going to take one of our small 2mm beads, and this could be any color or any type of material. I'm using a copper 2mm bead. We're going to put it on one side. And then we're going to go take this side down This is how we make our orbit. And you don't want to make this real tight. You want to make it somewhat loose. And then we're going to take this end and go around this side. And up to the top. And we're just going to leave that there for future use. We're going to take another 2mm bead and put it on this side. And again, we're going to go around the bead to the ring base, through the loop, and back up. Somewhat tight, so it tightens down the bead. And we're making like an orbit. And then we do the same thing again. We're going to take this wire here, and we'll put another 2mm bead on. And we will go like just straight across here, but a little out to the other side now. We're going straight across. Bring the rest of the wire through. And we're going to do the same with the other side. We're going to put the 2mm bead on this side. Go straight across the bottom. You don't want to be real tight again. You want to be loose to make an orbit. And then bring this through. And now to finish off the ring, we're going to go with our regular needle nose pliers and take this around 2 times. Once, twice. You may have a little bit that you can tuck in or cut off depending on where you started. I'm going to push that up so it looks nice. And then on this side, we're going to bring this around twice, just like we did before with the other one. We're going to cut that off. And we'll tuck that down underneath the ring so you can't see it, or smooth it up so that it's no longer sharp. Okay, now that we have this end tucked in, you can put it back on your ring mandrel and make sure it's a size 7. And we can take that off. And if you want to fan these out a little more, you can take your pliers and just adjust it the way you want it. But you want the beads to be able to float around the center bead. That's why we call it an orbit ring. So you can pull these out. If you think it's too close to the bead, you can adjust it a little bit. And the last thing that we need to do is take our alcohol swab. And we'll take that, open this up. We'll use it to clean off the bottom of the ring where we put the little marks on the wire. So we'll just take a little bit of alcohol. It doesn't hurt the ring at all. And we're just going to shine it up and make sure that there's not any ink marks on it. And there's your orbit ring. Thank you for watching my jewelry lesson today, and look for more tutorials to come from www.JewelryLessonVideos.com. Have a great day.